Hi friends, it's Sarah. I've been meaning for a while to make some videos that are a little simpler and easier while I work on the long ones, because those take a little while, you and I didn't notice. And I've been wanting to talk about, films I love and what they taught me and why I love them. And, costumey or not costumey. And in these times, these strange times we find ourselves in, I want to talk about one film that is, that I keep coming back to, that brings me some comfort. And I'm going to say on the outset, this is a film about the end of the world, but I don't believe what we're facing now is the end of the world, except in the ordinary way that, that the end of a normal, the end of one kind of normal and the sort of gap until we find a new normal. That's where I think we are. Extraordinary times. Last Night is a Canadian film made in 1998 by Mckeller. He wrote, directed, and starred in it, and he plays opposite a young Sandra Oh. 1998 was a big year for end of the world movies. It was the same year Armageddon and Deep Impact came out. This is about the most Canadian apocalypse ever. It draws no attention to itself and is just due to arrive punctually at midnight Toronto time. Because in Canada, even horrible things happen in an orderly manner. And, minor spoiler, we never know why. They've known for 2 months that the world is ending. And now, it is 6 in the evening, there are 6 hours left, and we find out what a handful of ordinary people do with their last 6 hours. And that's the thing, because it's not about the end of the world, it's about what you do when...
There's no grand plan, no big win.
You seem kind of chipper about that.
Well, I guess I kind of worked it out. If there's no great glorious end to all this, if nothing we do matters, and all that matters is what we do. Because that's all there is. What we do now, today.
If nothing we do matters, then all that matters is what we do. What Patrick wants to do is nothing. He wants to be alone. He has reasons for this. I won't spoil them. But first, he has to go to his mom's for fake Christmas dinner. And then he meets Sandra, who needs his help, because what she wants to do is get home to her husband before the end. And really, that's the plot. Patrick tries to help Sandra get home. But plot isn't the point, really. This is about how people make meaning. This is about human connection. And so the film is full of pieces of other people's lives, and how they're making meaning in their last hours. And yeah, there's a guy trying to have all the sex. But there's also a guy who works at the gas company calling everyone to wish them well and thank them for their custom. There's someone who wants to play music, and there's someone who's just running to run. I first watched this film in an art house cinema when I was 18, when it first came out. And I loved it, but I didn't really understand it. I didn't really understand these people. I mean, okay, I understood Craig. I'm liking the things you do. But I hadn't lived through extraordinary times. I didn't understand the people who were working to keep the gas on. I didn't understand that in extraordinary times, we don't really do extraordinary things. You do ordinary things that are extraordinary. A dear cousin of mine worked in a clinic in Tahrir Square as the tanks were rolling in. He kept working. My chosen brother is stocking groceries right now with asthma. Someone is running a daycare for my niece and nephew while my sister works in a hospital. Sometimes you do ordinary things, and they're extraordinary.
How about you?
This film makes me think about, how do I make meaning? What do I want to do in the time I have, however long or short it is, and in these extraordinary times? And I find myself drawn actually to the guy on the radio we hear in the beginning of the film and a little bit throughout, who is just sharing some music he loves with anybody who's listening. And I suppose along with Zooms with family and friends, I want to share the art that I love with anybody who's listening. So if you can get a hold of Last Night, have a look. I think you'll enjoy it.
Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera.
We are all in this world together, and the only test of our character that matters is how we look after the least fortunate among us. How we look after each other, not how we look after ourselves. That's all that really matters, I think.